Alright, here's my stereo expander project. So I went for the A tier this time. And yeah, so there's that. Now let's open it up. So this is the prototyping, and then this is the GUI right here. So as far as for the GUI, I ended up making it pretty simple, but this is about as many parameters I would like to see on a expander plugin like this. I do use a few when I'm mixing or working on any kind of music, and this, with the options I had available, this seems to be quite good to get the sound you want. And yeah, so the dry is the sum level, the wet is the difference level. So if you want a wider, more affected signal, you can just turn down the dry or turn up the wet. I made sure to scale these so no matter how high you went on either, it wouldn't clip through the main, and then I also made sure to leave enough gain on the main so whatever combination you did, you were able to match the level of your original signal. Also, I made sure to set the levels so when you pass audio through it, it comes out at the same level in the initial value patch. So that way you can really hear what it's doing to the stereo field instead of hearing what it's doing to your volume, because if it's louder, it's just going to sound better automatically, but this way you can actually objectively listen. So, and then the main output is obviously the output level. The low frequency width, that is the gain knob for the parametric EQ in the low frequencies. And then I just went ahead and set a Q that would always be on, and set a frequency that it would be affecting. And I thought it sounded pretty good, right around 200 hertz, just getting some width to the low end. But however, when I am using a expander plugin, I usually am not trying to make the low end much wider. If I am, it's not by much. It's usually the high frequencies that you want to get out into the stereo field to kind of enhance the sound. So because of that, I added more controls for the high frequency width. So the width is the gain knob here. So if you turn that up, it'll make the high frequency sound like they're more wide, hence the name. And then the frequency. So I included the frequency here because I think because most people do use these kind of plugins for the high frequencies. This way, you can really get into that specific area of frequencies that you want to affect. And then the phase shift, this is just the cutoff frequency for the all-pass filter, which I know it's not filtering anything, it's just affecting the phase. So this way, because sometimes when you use stereo expanders, stuff like that, you can mess with the phase of your audio file, and it'll sometimes not get a sound that you're going for. So this way, if anything bad happens, you can kind of fix that and iron out those kinks. But that one, you don't use as often, but I wanted to include that. So now let's listen to some audio through it. Go ahead and bypass it so you can hear the difference. And turn it back on. So, right off the bat, that's just showing off how I made sure that the levels were exactly the same, and I really wanted to make sure that the initial patch of this was a pretty good patch that you could use on a variety of things. It's not enhancing the low frequencies too much or the high frequencies. I think it's just really giving a nice, maybe not the most subtle spread, but a pretty wide spread. So